Hey everyone! So for today's lesson, we are going to take inspiration from an artist named George Seurat. And he said, great things are done by a series of small things brought together. So we're going to see in a little bit his art and how this applies to his art. But I think this also applies to us right now, because we're all taking small steps and we're all making small changes to help everyone as a whole, and that is a great thing. So this is George Seurat. He is a French artist. He was born in 1859 and he died in 1891. And he created Pointillism, which is the art we're going to study right now. So everyone say Pointillism. Pointillism is a technique of painting using tiny dots of colors. And he has a scientific approach to painting, which makes him different from other artists. So he studies scientists' research about colors and the effect of colors on our eyes. And so he made this is his most famous painting. It's called A Sunday Afternoon on the island of Le Grand Jatte. And it took him almost 2 years to complete this 10-foot painting because it's tiny dots of color. So I zoomed in here so you can see, but he creates these tiny dots. So he'll do tiny dots of red and blue on the canvas so that in our eyes we see purple. So the colors are not mixed on the paper. The colors are mixed with your eyes. And so you can see here he did some light greens and some dark greens, some water, and he finished this painting in 1884, and it is at the Art Institute of Chicago. If you guys are ever over there, you should totally go see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of some kids' art that have been inspired by Pointillism. So you can draw whatever you want. If there was a drawing from the drawing challenge that you liked, you could totally do that. So you could do a leaf, a flower, you could do some fruit. A lot of people have fruit lying around. I think fruit is great to practice your drawing skills. If you want to do more like a landscape, so some hills and some trees, maybe a sun or a house, that would be awesome. You could do a sunset. I know a lot of you guys like doing sunsets. That would look really pretty. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So you're going to draw whatever it is that you want with pencil first, and then you're just going to go on top of it with tiny dots. So I chose pink for my veins and then green for the rest of the leaf. You can do whatever colors you want. I also decided to do some bigger dots and some smaller dots to add some variety. And I'm just using these markers, and if that is too easy for you, 2 colors is too easy for you, make it more challenging for yourself. So for this flower, I added a bunch more colors. So I added a little bit of yellow and orange on the inside, and then I ran out of these big markers, so I use these thin markers, these blue and purple, to add some shadow and some darkness. That way it kind of looks like the petals are on top of each other. So remember, if something's behind something, there's going to be a shadow. If it's light, that's going to mean it's in front of it. So darkness in the back, light on top. And so I'm just adding some more shadows with the blues and the purples. And then the petals in the back I made darker so that it looks like it's behind the rest of the petals. And then after I finished all that, I kind of thought, I want to change the shape a little bit, so I kind of added more dots to change the shape. So if you want to fix something, just add more dots. And then they don't have to be perfect. No one is going to notice if you mess up on a dot. And then you're going to erase all the pencil marks, and that is it. So you can see how all those tiny pieces together make up one big thing. And I want you guys to fill up the page though. Fill up the page. If you are doing flowers, add a sky in the background. if you're doing some fruit, you could add like a table, add whatever background you want, but I want the whole paper to be filled up. And I know this is going to take a lot of time, but we don't have that much time in class usually, so I think this is great since we do have a lot of extra time now. So I want you to take the whole week to work on it, and if you can do 10-20 minutes each day, that's awesome. If you get super focused work on it 2-3 hours, definitely do that. If you need to take a break, take a few minutes, come back to it. If you get frustrated, just leave it. Next day, come back to it with some fresh eyes. And I just want you guys to really push yourselves and take this time to, this is your time to create something. So I don't want you to see it as like work that you have to do. This is your time to make something that expresses yourself and that you can feel proud of. And yeah, so like I said, you can use these markers. If you don't have markers, you can use pens. If you want to do it like George Seurat, you can use paint. So you can use your paintbrush, you dip it in there, do your dots. If you have liquid paint, that is fine. If you don't have paintbrushes, you can use Q-tips. If you do not have Q-tips and your parents let you, you have to ask your parents first. You can use your finger, and it's great for a little dot. You can dip your finger in the paint and you just dot on there. And so, once again, there is the blog. If you would like for me to post any of your art to the blog, you can email it to that email. If you just want to show me or you have any questions, you can just message me on Class Dojo. And I wish that I could be there to push you guys, to tell you, you can do this, stay focused, you've got this, but I'm not there. So just tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself so that you can do your very best, so that at the end of this week and you take a step back from it, you can be like, wow, that looks so cool. I'm so proud of myself for working that hard on something. And I miss you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.